Hello, beautiful yogis. Welcome back for another Yin class. And today's Yin class, we will be doing the asanas against the wall. So it's a total different experience. I hope you will enjoy. Okay, let's start onto our backs. And to bring the buttocks close to the wall, you start to bring one hip to the wall, swinging the legs up. And then let's start in our butterfly pose where we bring the soles of the feet together. You can let your knees flare out to the sides. Maybe you bring your arms alongside your body, or maybe bring your hands on your belly. And it can be especially nice to bring the hands on the belly to observe the breath wave. If you have this very busy mind, this monkey mind, then a nice trick to relax the mind is to bring the hands on the belly and noticing the rising of the belly on an inhale, followed by the descending on an exhale. So here we focus on the stretch on the inner legs. And maybe the stretch is not that intense right now. It's absolutely fine. It is your first yin posture. And science has proven that stretches they don't have to be that intense. 40% is quite effective to stretch the body, the fascia. So be gentle, don't push, don't pull. Just being here with you, the wall, the mat, your body, and your breath. And maybe you're the one of the people who can't have the buttocks close to the wall. You can always walk the buttocks a little bit further away from the wall. Sometimes it can also be nice to have a blanket under the sacrum or a thin pillow. If you feel that the sacrum comes off the mat. Just a few more breath cycles to go. Last 5 breaths. Take all the time you need to slowly, slowly come out of the pose, bringing the knees back together. And then we are going to stretch the legs up on the wall. Maybe you walk your buttocks a little closer to the wall. And we're going to stretch the back of the legs here. And I'm going to use a block, and I will bring the block between the heels and the wall. So I create a little stretch here at the back of my legs. If you don't feel stretch, it's absolutely fine. And then let it be like more of a restorative pose where you just have your legs upside down. And again, you can bring your arms alongside your body, or maybe you bring your hands on your belly. Focusing on the breath wave again. The rising of the belly on an inhale. Descending of the belly on an exhale. And again, if you feel the sacrum coming off the floor, you can always support the sacrum with a very thin pillow or a blanket, or you can walk your buttocks a little bit further away from the wall. Notice how the back of the upper body is being supported by the mat, by the earth. Last 3 breath cycles. And slowly start to bend the knees. And be careful with moving the block. And then start to open your legs out to the sides, coming into a straddle pose. Make sure your feet are fully relaxed. We're stretching here again the inner legs. And again, you can bring the buttocks a little bit more away from the wall or support your sacrum. Bringing the hands to the belly. Focusing on the breath wave. Sometimes it can feel quite intense. Your breath will tell you when it's too much. In a way, the breath will become shallow and short. So if this is the case, then I invite you to bring the legs a little closer together to create less stretch on the inner legs. As I said in the beginning, 40% of a stretch is more than enough. Be gentle, be kind with yourself, and be honest with whatever you feel. And sometimes you will feel the stretch disappear. Then you can always open the legs a little wider. Relax the jaws and the cheeks. We're almost there. And then very, very slowly, because it can be quite intense, take your time to come out of the pose. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Take a moment to bring the legs a little closer together. Let them rest against the wall. Taking your time to observe the stretch here. The after effects of the stretch. And then start to bend your knees and let's roll to one side. And from there, we take our time to slowly come up because we will turn around and we will come into a Sphinx pose where we will create a compression in the lower back with the lower legs against the wall. And the closer you bring your knees to the wall, the more intense the compression will be. So you can walk as far away from the wall as you want. The arms, the forearms down on the floor. And maybe you rest your forehead on a block. And this can be quite intense, so experiment a little bit. Where do you still feel the compression? And And are you still able to relax a little bit in the pose? Because this is what Yin is also about. We are trying to find some comfort in the discomfort. The knees, they can flare out. They don't have to be parallel. You can keep your forearms on the floor, or if you would like to experiment a deeper back bend, you can come into your seal pose, extending the arms. We tend to hold quite some tension in the butt. Maybe you can let go of that tension. And then bringing the focus back to the breath. Five more breath cycles to go. And then take your time to come out of the pose. Maybe you bring the whole body down, legs down on the floor. Maybe you come into a child's pose. Maybe the knees wide out, maybe the knees together. And then take your time to relax the upper body on top of the thighs or between the thighs. Feeling the after effects of the back bend. And then from the Sphinx pose, we will continue with a quad stretch, which can be quite intense for the quadriceps, but also for your knees. So make sure if you have any knee issues that you take good care of your knees, so you can support your knees with a blanket. So we start with the right leg. Start to bring the right knee towards the wall with the top of the foot against the wall. For me, this is quite intense as well. So I will not bring my knee too close to the wall, a little bit away from the wall. Now I keep my hands here in front of me, and I already feel here quite an intense stretch at my right quad, so I stay here. I bring my focus back to the breath. You can have your hands close together, or it may be the left hand on the other side of the left foot. I prefer to have both hands inside of the left foot. Some people like to come up, bringing the hands on the left knee. I prefer to stay down here. And because this is quite intense, we will not stay here that long. Sometimes in the yin poses, the stretch will disappear after a certain amount of time. You can go deeper into the pose. Sometimes the stretch intensifies after a certain amount of time. Then you can always take a step back, and in this case, you can bring the knee a little bit more away from the wall. Keep the focus on the breath. Can you find some comfort in the discomfort? All right, and then take your time to slowly come out of the pose. Be very careful with the knee. And then find your way for your quad stretch on the other side. Stepping the right foot forward this time. The left knee may be supported with a blanket. You don't have to prove anything, not to yourself, not towards others. Be very honest with yourself. Remind yourself 40% of the stretch is more than enough and is still very effective. We as human beings are very asymmetrical. So be aware that left and right can feel completely different. So maybe on this side you need to bring the left knee a little bit further away or a little closer to the wall. Few more breath cycles to go. And then take your time to slowly come out of the pose. And then I invite you to come back to your back. Bringing one hip close to the wall again, swinging the legs up and staying here in a rebound for a moment, observing the after effects of the poses we've done so far. And we will end our wall yin practice with a twist. So bring the feet on the wall and then start to walk a little bit backwards, so away from the wall. And then open the arms out to the sides in a T shape or in a cactus shape. And then start to bring the knees to the right side while keeping the feet close to the wall. So maybe you have to adjust yourself. I need to bring my butt a little closer. And now, so the feet are resting against the wall, being supported by the wall. And if you would like to come into a full rotation, then you can turn your head to the left side. Making sure your shoulder blades are horizontal and the hips are vertical. Maybe you can relax the left glute a little bit more to find a little bit more comfort in this pose. Relaxing the left shoulder blade down. Bringing your focus back to the breath. Slowly start to bring your head back to center. Walk your feet up on the wall. You can stay here with your knees bent, realigning the spine. Maybe we would like to straighten the legs here for a moment. And then let's start to twist towards the other side. So lowering the feet down, walking them all the way down towards the floor, bringing the knees to the left side, and maybe you look towards the right side. And again here, maybe you feel a difference between left and right. I have to walk a little further away from the wall to find some more comfort in this twist compared to the other side. And when it feels okay for the head and the neck, you can turn your head to the right side. Few more breath cycles to go. Bring your head back to center, walking the feet slowly, slowly up on the wall. And again, maybe you keep your knees bent. Maybe you straighten the legs. Giving the spine some time to realign. Maybe you would like to do your Shavasana here at the wall with the legs up on the wall, or maybe you prefer to come to a more general Shavasana. Then I invite you to bring the feet to the corners of your mat, resting the arms 45 degrees away from the body on the mat. And before we relax the entire body on the mat, sinking in towards the earth, take a moment to feel the after effects of the wall yin practice in your body. Slowly start to relax the toes, the feet, Let your legs be heavy, buttocks relaxed, belly soft, the shoulder blades wide, the back of the head resting on the floor, relaxing the jaws, the cheeks, the forehead, space between the eyebrows, soft. With the next exhale, let your whole body melt down into the earth. Notice how the earth is supporting you. Shavasana. Invite you to stay as long as you can in your Shavasana. If you don't have a lot of time left, slowly start to bring the awareness back to the body, the breath. Slowly start to wiggle the toes, moving the fingers. Start to bend your knees. Maybe you stay here or you roll to one side. I invite you to come up slowly, slowly. Take a moment to come and sit in a comfortable seat with the hands maybe resting on the thighs or in your lap. Maybe you join your hands together in front of the heart. And I invite you to bow the head towards the heart as a sign of respect and gratitude to the breath, the body, and to each other. Namaste. And thank you so much, dear yogis, for sharing your practice again with me. Again, if you would like to see more videos, please hit the subscribe button. And if you have any requests or comments, you can leave a comment in the comments. All right. Thank you.